is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii in Honolulu. This is the LA Clippers Hawaii Classic in the first of 82 preseason and regular season Clipper telecasts on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Today, it's the Clippers and the Sydney Kings who come here from way down under. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Lawler. Welcome to Clippers basketball. Super to have you along. Aloha from the islands, and welcome to an exciting season. I think it's going to have some intriguing, uncharted waters that we're going to be sailing through. And also, speaking of welcomes, let me welcome in one of the most popular Clipper players of all time. I can say that without any fear of contradiction. Big Three champion, Big Three MVP. Corey, be with me a lot this year. Great to have you along.
Thanks, Ralph. It's been great. But I told you I gave him your nickname, Mr. 40. It's going to be great to be a part of this show with you.
Wish I were 40 years old. I could do this for like 20, 30 years. You know, you're not the only new face here, though. I think Jamie mentioned a few moments ago, there are 11 new faces on this Clipper team from the ball club that came here to Hawaii for preseason training camp last year. Who stands out?
I think this entire team has stood out, you know, with the chemistry, the way they're having the defensive mindset. Yeah. They're going to be fun to watch. And a lot of teams, like we talked about this earlier, they're not expecting this Clipper team to do anything. Yeah. There's no expectations. But I think what you build the chemistry here in Hawaii, you have the camaraderie, who knows what can happen with this team.
And, of course, Tobias Harris for a full season. How sweet is that?
I mean, definitely having Tobias. He's probably one of the most versatile and underrated players that I've seen. You know, when you have a guy at about 6'8" that can shoot the three ball at a high rate, about 41% last season, it's going to be unbelievable to have him with everyone healthy on this team.
Clippers have been so good for so long. I think the 5th best record in the NBA the last 5 years. They haven't had many, you know, real promising rookies. They got one now. Probably the best, most exciting young rookie since 2009. We're talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, one thing that we've heard so many times about Shai is he's a gifted player. He kind of reminds me of Sean Livingston because of his length and his ability to get to the basket. It's going to be exciting to watch him this season, Ralph.
We've had a great week here in Honolulu. Team will fly home right after the game tonight. Get home 5 or 6 tomorrow morning at LAX. So this week, there's the scenery you're going to see. Jamie Maggio will join us in a minute and tell us about the bonding that's been going on here. Fox Sports Prime Ticket presents Clippers basketball, brought to you by CarMax. Drive what's possible. And by Hyundai. At Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like. And right now, there's a lot to see at your Hyundai dealer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the University of Hawaii. It's Clippers getting ready to start their preseason, and the Clippers are actually looking a lot different this season. A lot of new faces around here. In fact, more than half the players here in camp were not with the Clippers last year in preseason. And it is true. The Clippers are lacking a star player. But if you ask Avery Bradley, he doesn't seem to mind the underdog role.
I feel like we have a chance to shock a lot of people. We have a lot of talent. I think we have an opportunity to be a great defensive team. We're going to be a playoff team, and it's just our job to make sure that we go out there and execute, you know, what Doc, you know, his game plan, the positions that he puts us in. And I think we have a great chance to be a really good team this year.
That was the Quick Take brought to you by Kia. Next up, Ralph Lawler and Corey Maggette will get you the starting lineups from Hawaii. We'll be right back.
Every picture is a postcard. Diamond Head on the horizon here in Honolulu, Hawaii, as the LA Clippers open their 5-game preseason schedule against the Sydney Kings from Australia. Here's the way these two teams will line up. The Kings, Brad Newley, David Ware from UCLA, Andrew Bogut, a former star in the NBA, played the Lakers a year ago. The backcourt combination, Kevin Lish and Jerome Randall, who led the NBL in scoring and assists a year ago. For the LA Clippers, the familiar group, Tobias Harris, Danilo Gallinari, Marcin Gortat is the new face, the new man in the middle for the Clippers. The backcourt combination is good a defensive pairings you're going to find. Avery Bradley from Texas and Patrick Beverly from Arkansas. Doc Rivers, his 6th year as head coach of the Clippers, his 20th as a head coach in the National Basketball Association. Everybody decked out in their Hawaiian shirts. And Andrew Gaze, who won a couple of NBL championships and also won an NBA championship. Good timing with the San Antonio Spurs back in 1999. Our referees are James Capers, Gary Zielinski, Carl Lane. Well, what do you look for here early on, Corey Maggette?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that this team, everyone stays healthy on the basketball court. But for the Clippers, you know it's going to be a lot of mistakes because this is still part of training camp. But you want to try to limit those during this game, continue to execute, rely on your defense. You have such a great defensive team. Show this entire world what this Clippers is about.
Bogut, at the age of 33, signed a 2-year deal to come home to Australia. After 2 years, he'll own 10% of the franchise. The tap is controlled by the Clippers in the white uniforms. They have the ball now, but happen to start the 4th and final quarter. Randall, diminutive guard, working against Beverly. Here's one of those early mistakes, but it's picked up by Harris. Shot box down to 9. Rebound, they're top. The follow is short.
Well, you're going to see Ralph early on, guys shooting the ball short, making mistakes. But the matchup that I would love to see is between Jerome Randall and Patrick Beverly. Actually worked out with Jerome Randall and David Ware this entire season.
There's a shot blocked from behind by Beverly. Avery Bradley also comes up short. The steal by Beverly. He'll fire and score. Well, bounces off the iron, taken by Harris, and puts it back in. Well, they finally got one on a putback.
Well, you know, Ralph, if Patrick Beverly is around in any way, he's going to get a steal, he's going to get a touch, he's going to get a deflection, and he just showed that on back-to-back possessions.
Patrick Beverly had 11 games last year, so he is really thrilled and excited to be back to the basketball court. Now, there he forces another turnover. It's going to be a pick by Bogut. So Beverly's been everywhere.
Well, when you have Patrick, he's going to continue to trail those plays. He's watching guys not paying attention to the basketball so he can get those early steal opportunities to get more opportunities for the Clippers.
So Beverly brings it up. Guarded by the 5'8", 5'9" Randall. First to speed to the goal, and the foul is going to be called. Well, they can say carrying the ball by. Yeah, got the foul. I think that Newell thought he was caught with a foul as well, but they called the carryover by Harris. Clippers turn it over, and the Aussies bring it ahead. The Sydney Kings. They've lost their 2 preseason games, and they come to the mainland after this for like 3 or 4 games.
But definitely, Ralph, they've played 12 preseason games already, so they're really trying to get themselves in the best condition going back to Australia.
Lead ahead. Gallo went high to get it. Nice job by Gallinari.
That's going to be big for this team this year, Ralph, is when it's a rebound, you want to try to get the ball up in a hurry to continue this pace and easy transition plays from Tobias to Danilo Gallinari.
Doc is hoping not to have to call many plays. The little man got to the hole but couldn't finish it off. Beverly, always a good rebounder for a point guard. Hard to the basket, followed by Gortat.
That's what they want to do, Ralph. Get in transition early. If you miss a layup, you want to have your trailing big man as Gortat just finished the play from the missed shot by Pat Beverly.
It's a fun way to play. It's a fun game to watch.
It's all about communication. And this entire time in Hawaii is building chemistry, knowing exactly where to get the ball to his teammates, and they're doing a great job of it early.
Clippers 3 out of 7 from the field. Now it's going to be called. There's Doc on the sidelines.
We didn't get the memo, Ralph, about the shirts. We didn't get any shirts.
Well, you're looking pretty good. Your shirt has so much bigger muscles than my shirt does, I think.
It's just really, really small,
understand
Ralph,
that.
that's all.
Is that it? Okay. Goes off the knee, out of bounds. It'll go to the Clippers. Yeah, I mean, you look pretty good.
It's nice. I like yours too, Ralph.
Okay, just looks different. Beverly will bring the ball ahead. Clippers throwing a shutout here in the early going. Up by a touchdown. Beverly on the wing against Ware. Gallo collects himself. Bogut, a noted defender. Beverly for three. Bingo. Free ball put in by Patrick Beverly.
Well, I love the patience by Danilo Gallinari down in the paint. He had two bigger guys down there trying to get a block shot. But you throw it out to Patrick Beverly, who's wide open at the three-point line and knock it down.
Jump shot put up and in by David Ware. So Ware gets him on the board with the three ball.
Well, definitely, I've seen that this summer with him and his
One's in the NBL and one's in the NBA.
Yes.
There's a travel. Out of bounds will go to the Clippers.
Just look at the patience there by Patrick Beverly, setting his feet right at that three-point line to knock down the easy tray.
Well, I guess for the two twins, one of them's in Los Angeles, one's in Australia. They're living a pretty good life.
Well, I talked to David while I was on the court. He loves him and his family, him and his wife. They love the beach out there in Australia, and they're having a good time.
Rebound dug out by Beverly. And here come the Kings. Hard to the goal. That'll be a goaltend on Harris. Brad Dooley will get the bucket.
Great drive there by Dooley. You know, when you have a chance to get out and transition early, you want to try to push the ball up, and on that play, he got a goaltender.
Dooley's been around. He was Rookie of the Year in the league way back when in 2005. He can still protect the rim, Andrew Bogut.
Well, he definitely uses size. I played with Andrew Bogut in Milwaukee. But one thing about him, he's such a great passer, but also he guards the paint. And when he has those chances, he's going to get those easy block shots.
Nice job by Gallo saving the ball for Beverly. And where will it go? And Gortat cannot finish it out. Big. One bounce to Gallo the rebound. 9-5 ball game. Clippers had the first 9. Kings have, that's an easy one. Nice feed from Gallinari to Gortat. You got Bogut scratching his head. Bring about an Andrew Gaze timeout. 7:27 to go in the opening quarter play. Clippers off to a solid opening start. Up by 11-5. Gortat gets his second bucket. The LA Clippers starting with the extension for Doc Rivers.
Well, definitely you wanted to have your coach back to lead these players to the best possible way.
Draft, a trade for Gortat, which just kind of took care of a missing role as center with DeAndre Jordan gone. Re-signing Avery Bradley was absolutely a priority.
Well, definitely a priority, what he can bring to this team, but more importantly, to have him healthy this season.
The pick and the roll and the goal to march in Gortat.
Well, definitely, Ralph, this entire season is using Marcin Gortat because he's such a great screener, and you have the size of Gallinari to be able to go off the pick and roll and feed those guys slipping right to the basket for easy two.
And like the man he replaced, DeAndre Jordan is an Iron Man.
Yes.
He's always there, plays every night. 82 games with the Wizards last year. Bogut to Newland. Lish, team captain. Lefty fires it, misses it. Gortat the rebound. Sweet lose into the fray. Gortat almost had another offensive rebound. Clippers have 4 offensive boards here in the first 5 minutes.
Well, that's still a good thing, Ralph, that there's getting to the offensive glass despite missing easy layups that we've seen. It's breaking the rust off. But if you can get those offensive rebounds to reset and get back into your offensive sets, you have better chances to get easy buckets.
Bogut's always been able to pass the ball.
So definitely he's been one of the top passers at his size. But when you have guys sneak behind the defense to get easy layups.
Good ball movement for the Clippers, and as a result, a 3-ball bingo by Tobias Harris.
Well, we knew that Tobias was going to return the favor. If he gets any wide open looks, Ralph, we talked about that he has such an accurate shot that 9 times out of 10, he's going to make it like he did in the last possession.
He's always think it's going to go in when he lets it go. Pretty nice job there by Lish evading and avoiding the bigger Gallinari.
Well, great patience there by Lish, taking his time, using his spin to be able to get the easy layup.
The ball just zipping around the court. Clippers only made 6 out of 18 shots. Randall goes back door. They're not going to allow the basket. Hold's going to be called on the Clippers. Danilo Gallinari will pick up the personal foul. Substitutions. I'm anxious to see a young guy just came in the ball game. His name is Bowen. Brian Bowen.
Yes.
Out of high school in Indiana. He's only 19 years old.
Came in at that time, Ralph, too. I mean, definitely a very talented player. And we talked a little bit about it before the telecast. If you have a guy that probably can make it in the NBA, he's one of them.
Another backdoor pass. They've kind of on a little chink in the Clippers' defensive armor.
Again, when you have a guy like Bogut, who's not really going to be a scorer, he's really setting his other guys up for easy layups like he did in the last possession.
This is Bowen in the corner. Lish into the paint, on the run. Left-handed shot is good. Clippers coming a little bit undone at the defensive end. It's 14-13. Clippers by 1. They had led 9-0. Now here's the rookie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Watch him, you're going to enjoy him. Lish on the attack. Bogut, for all these years in the NBA, all NBA player, gets a chance to come home. The lead and broken up by Bogut. It was almost had it back.
Well, we can see now, Ralph, there's a lot of mistakes that's happening. Is that, it's still training camp. And guys are still trying to find their chemistry and their rhythm. The Sydney Kings have played 12 games, so they kind of have the chemistry and camaraderie as a team. But the more that this Clippers group continue to play basketball, do what they're supposed to do, they'll be able to find their rhythm.
There's the Clippers rookie prize there. That great size, long as can be, 7-foot wingspan on a 6'5" frame.
Well, definitely what Shai is just being aggressive early when you get in the game, not worrying about those mistakes, doing your job as a point guard, as a leader of the floor, extension of the coach, and finding your teammates to get open opportunities like that.
He can get to the basket. No question about that. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Kings. So Alexander in the backcourt along with Lou Williams, Luke Bahamute, Mike Scott, and Montrezl Harrell. Harrell playing center. Edmond from out front can't get it to go.
We'd love to see both. You think more of the attacking of Montrezl Harrell as well as Lou Williams, who have such a powerful punch bringing these guys in. And then when you have Shai, if he can get inside the paint, Ralph, he's going to open up a lot of things for his teammates.
And he's hard to keep from getting inside the paint. He's had Patrick Beverly guarding him throughout training camp, and he is able to get to the basket. Lou Williams does what Lou Williams does.
Well, definitely, if you don't know the scout report on Lou Williams, he gives you a fake. He's going back left, and he had the easy mid-range jump shot on that play.
I suspect that the Aussie players, know the Clipper players. The Clipper players don't know the Aussie players at all, aside from Bogut. Like Lou Williams, and I don't know any of their players.
Well, you look at this play right here. He just gives a quick jab step to Jerome Randall and goes left to make the easy jump shot. But that's something that we've seen last season, Ralph. I mean, what an unbelievable year from Lou Williams.
Scott's shot will not fall. Bogut at the age of 33. Randall at 5'9" against the 6'5" Gilgeous-Alexander. Doesn't travel.
had a chance, Ralph, to talk to Andrew Bogut before the game, and one of the decisions.
Do you speak Australian?
No, I don't. Just talk normal to him, Ralph.
Okay.
But one of the things he said why he wanted to play for this team was because he had two kids. They're getting older. He wanted to have a little more stability, and he thought it would be the best way to have this time. And it just shows, family is important to these guys, to all these players, and that was one of the reasons he stayed in Australia.
And 10% interest in the ball club in 2 years probably had something to do with it.
Yes, definitely.
Talk about life after basketball. Wilson, pretty good shooter. Let fly for three and hit it. Tom Wilson, recruited at SMU by Larry Brown. Larry, surprise, left before he got there, so he left too.
This Sydney Kings team is doing a great job of moving the basketball, getting nice, easy shots.
Gilgeous Alexander, baseline jumper, very nice. Get used to that.
And he uses his size and his great ball handling ability, Ralph. He's able to use that jab step to alleviate the defender to shoot that nice mid-range jump shot.
Bowen, straight away three ball. Luke Mute. Thrilled to be back with the Clippers. Fly to the goal and score. Nobody stopped him, so he just kept on going.
Well, that's one thing I love about Luke, Ralph. He has the ability to be a scorer, but on his last play, using his patience, seeing the defense start to open up, and get an easy layup going to the basket.
Daniel Kickert with the basketball. The ball is way short. Bowen gets the rebound, draws the foul, and will get a chance to score his first points as a pro. Timeout in the basketball court. Free throws coming. Here's the rookie doing his thing.
Welcome back, everybody. The Clippers on top by 4 as we near the end of the first quarter. And take it from me, it is easy to sit back and relax while you're here in the Hawaiian Islands, but don't get it twisted. The Clippers came here to work. They have held competitive and spirited practices each of the last 5 days. On the 5th day, when it was supposed to be over, it kept going.
Today we're supposed to go an hour and 5 minutes, but they don't want to get off the floor. They want to keep going. So I had to stop. Like, that's just who they are. They're a fun group. You'll know more when you play games.
So Doc also telling me they have been spirited practices. The guys are all in. They're going hard. Work ethic is something that he's really pleased with what he's seeing in this team. And he told me before the game in terms of expectations for the team, he said they're tough-minded, they're talented, and I expect them they're going to be playing hard. Ralph?
You're good. Thank you, Jamie. Bowen gets 1 out of 2 at the foul line. The Clipper lead is 3. Gilgeous Alexander. Harold turns hard to the basket, doesn't finish it off. Bowen goes to get it. The age of 19. Edmund gets it into Kickert. Taken away by Luke Mute.
There's no surprise there, Ralph.
Yeah, we see something. Little beautiful move down the lane, but we'll go to the free throw line and shoot a couple. Luke does the defensive end, and Sweet Lou will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple. You were a terrific foul shooter a year ago, and always 88%. Free throw is good. Hey, Clipper Nation, join us for the season opener on Wednesday, October 17th, when the Clippers take on the Denver Nuggets. All fans in attendance will receive a special opening night T-shirt and LED wristband, courtesy of Agua Caliente Casino Resorts. The tickets starting at just $10. Visit Clippers.com today. Look forward to seeing you at Staples Center. Clippers up by 4. Minute to go in the first period. Another backdoor pass, but there you go. This kid's going to be a terrific defensive player.
And we heard that Ralph from Pat Beverly and Avery Bradley talking about, hey, we want to make sure that not only that he understands that he can be a great defender in this league, and with his length and how big his hands is, he's able to get his hands active to get those deflections, to get the team out in transition early.
So free throws coming for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just a young lad. 20 years of age. Goes back to the line. 1 on a 2. Very solid in the Vegas Summer League. There's a steal inside of the basket. Wow, that's 2 defensive plays in a row.
But again, recognizing when you have those opportunities to get your hands with deflection. Shea sees them, not paying attention, sneaks behind him, Ralph, goes to the basket to go for and one.
That's pretty good for youngster Bree. His first time playing in what is like an NBA atmosphere.
You know, Ralph, when you come into training camp, you want to make sure that your guys just stay healthy and play as hard as they can. You're going to be able to go over the execution on the offensive end, the execution on the defensive end, but playing hard. I know Doc is looking to see who play hard. They can go back to the film session and figure out what they can do better in the team.
Clippers have totally confused with the defensive team there. Hard to the goal for easy to Sweet Lou. 11-1 run for the Clippers.
And you know, on all those different runs, it came from what Shea has been doing on the defensive end. And on his last play, get out in transition. You see Lou Williams running the wing, feeding the basketball to get an easy layup.
Well, they got him confused right now. There's no question about it. Daniel Kickert with the turnover.
And it's all started, Ralph, with the defensive coverage. This is what Rex Kalaman has been trying to do with this team coming in. Defense, be in the right position, be on the nail. You can get a steal, get out in transition.
We talked about addition, and we didn't mention Rex Kalaman coming off the staff of Brian Casey in Toronto, and Brian Casey, and he just really instilled a whole different mindset defensively with this ball club. Just does a terrific job. There's Rex right now. He cut his teeth in Los Angeles. 10 or 12 years with the Clippers, rising from the video department on up. Free throws coming from Andres Harrell.
Well, definitely, Ralph. I was there with Rex. He was a great assistant. He spent time in the gym. It's no surprise the position that he's in. But for him coming here, leaving Toronto with Dwayne Casey, coming in to organize their defense. And, you know, we're going to see a lot of things happen this year. And, you know, from the defensive side, Ralph, you're going to have times where things doesn't go right and teams are just going to make shots. But they're going to stick to the system and what Rex is trying to do for this team.
Juwan Evans comes in for Lou Williams in the backcourt for the Clippers. Harrell will try again on a nice 2-year extension. Rebound controlled inside by Sidney. At the buzzer from midcourt by Wilson. It will not go, and the Clippers a 12-1 run. Break open a game that was 16-16, and now they lead at the end of one by 11, 28-17. One quarter down, Clippers up by a 28-17 score over the Sydney Kings in this basketball game. Some rule changes this year, Corey. What do you think about these three? We've got kind of simplified version of what it is.
Well, I think with the shot clock is great. It actually speeds up the game. Instead of resetting back to 24 seconds when it's an offensive rebound, it goes back to 14. So what they do is it speeds up the pace of the game. Then it went far as from the clear path foul in transition, trying to fix that up as well. And then lastly, as far as hostile acts, and that means demonstrative motion towards the officials in the heat of the game. And so it's a lot of things, and even some more as far as the grab and hold in the low post, as well as from the perimeter on the offensive end.
That might wind up being just a new concentration by the referees. That might have more effect in the game than any of those others.
It's going to stop a lot of guys that's trying to get inside the paint from getting easy baskets and the defender wrapping around and grabbing them with two hands, giving them easy buckets.
Free throws coming after, I think it was a illegal defense call, technical foul out of bounds. Now it will go to the guys from Sydney, Australia. Bogut is back. Hands it off to Lisha, lefty. Here's Bogut. He can still pass the ball so well. Doesn't get the assist. Lou Williams is back for the Clippers. Luke, corner three.
great offense, though. Lou being able to attack in transition. You get Lou out in the corner to shoot an open three. You know, you can live with those opportunities.
Lynch. Ware from UCLA. Made a 3-ball in the first quarter. 8-point lead. Foul's going to be called. The big man Bogut. That's his third. Last year we had DeMar DeRozan come across the table.
Did you save him out?
I thought about suing. I hurt for like a month. I hurt easily. Nice finish. Good feed by Lou Williams, an underrated passer, averaged over 5 assists a game last year. Harrell with the bucket.
Well, it all started with Lou coming off the screen and roll, and Trez setting a hard screen and rolling to the basket. All the attention, Ralph, is going to go to Lou, and when you have a streaking Montrezl Harrell, he's going to finish with the best of them inside the paint.
Really happy the Clippers able to make a 2-year deal with him. He's just was so good with the Clippers last year. There's Lou. You see those assists. That's just a career high. Almost his 2 previous years combined.
You know what, Ralph, it has a lot to Lou is really being a student of the game. And you're starting to pick spots when you can get your teammate open. And then also you can be in lead as well on the offensive end. But he's been doing a great job of passing basketball.
Randall found a free pass to the basket for his first score. 31-22, Clippers by 9, foul off the ball.
That was one of those plays. That's one of the new rules. This possession right here.
Had an arm wrapped around him.
Where had his 2 hands wrapped around Montrezl Harrell to get that foul. You know, in those situations, Ralph, teams will be able to get in the penalty early.
At that time, the Clippers dislodging a defender. So the ball goes back. The Sydney Kings, and Ware will bring it in. Randall, the little bitty guy, led the league, the NBL, in scoring and assists a year ago.
He's a very talented player from my hometown of Chicago.
He's also a very short player.
Very short, but such a competitor.
Lou cleans the glass. Luke all the way to the basket. The foul, Luke go to the line. So Luke being aggressive.
I like to see that. I want Luke this entire season to be in those situations where you can actually bring up the ball. You know, Doc Rivers does an unbelievable job on whoever steps on the floor to give him the freedom to be able to attack and take shots. And for Luke, he plays so great on defense, you want to have an opportunity to score the basketball.
The Clipper Ball Club wants to be the kind of team when you play them.
Yeah.
Think, hope we don't play them again soon.
Exactly.
Be fun to watch, not fun to play against. Luke misses the free throw. 3 years at UCLA for Luke. 32 years old now.
I took him out to lunch yesterday, Ralph.
If I took him out, you mean you paid?
Yeah, you know, I looked out for Luke this time.
Wow.
And I had a great talk with him about what he does in the off season. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and people don't know, and he raises horses.
Wow.
Raises horses.
Who's a cowboy?
I mean, I guess he's a cowboy, but he's been doing a great job of raising horses, and he got a couple of his friends that have been helping him out, but it's unbelievable, Ralph, what Luke has done in the offseason.
You know, they allowed horses in Atlanta. Williams riding left, firing, and missing. Free throws coming for Lou Williams. And that's usually money in the bank. So Lou will step up to the free throw line. The second Sixth Man of the Year award. Was at the award ceremony this summer when he got the award. He was really thrilled.
I mean, I love what he said at the podium. You know, he said, if you come in with the attitude that I want to score, I want to do this, you have to come in with the attitude that you're going to do anything for the team and whatever the coach asks you.
Well, there's the quickness of Randall. So he scored 6 quick points here for the Kings. Gilgeous-Alexander penetrate a beautiful bounce kick. And Harrell put it down.
We're going to see a lot of this this entire season, Ralph, you know, with the versatility of Shea being at that size and his quickness to be able to feed guys, cut into the basket like Montrezl Harrell did on that last play.
Man, oh man, that was just we're getting a real nice look at Gilgeous-Alexander here.
He looks very comfortable, Ralph.
Doc doesn't look happy, but he has to be real happy when he sees that kid do that.
You know what? Just looking at Doc's facial expression, he's just really evaluating the game. And as a coach, you take it from here, get the film, and figure out what you can be better on the basketball court.
We have plenty of time to look at film on the flight home. About 5.5 hours in the air. Harrell misses. Rebound. Controlled inside by Ware. Here comes Randall. Watch out for him. Oh, he gets the rebound. After a scoreless first quarter, young Jerome Randall has done it. As soon as you started singing his praises from Chicago, he's taken off.
Well, I guess, Ralph, you know, Chicago guys who get hot in the early.
Scott in the corner won't go. Newell brings it the other way. He'll fly to the basket. Challenged by Montrez. And the loop.
Several opportunities, Ralph, in transition that they miss easy layups. And again, it's all about timing and opportunity during the game.
It does show you the style they want to play.
Yes.
They get a second look at it, and here's that 14-second clock rather than the 24-second clock. It's down to 5 now. Fired from deep and thrown in from deep. Daniel Kickert. Here come the Kings. The Clippers find themselves now up by only 5. Okay, Corey, look alive now. It's time for Haggle, No Haggle, brought to you by CarMax. Here we go. The Clippers have the best training camp location in the NBA.
I know haggle in that, Ralph.
Oh, I'll say not.
You can't beat that.
Oh.
With this water and this weather, I mean, who is that? Who is that?
Well, your
handsome
body
guy?
is just, you've let yourself go.
I totally let myself go, Ralph. I'm disappointed. Look, you know what? I really have to talk to Ed about this footage. You know, he didn't show, you know, when I was you see that white boat down there, the yacht? That's how far I went, Ralph. I was so busy worried about me falling.
Oh, me, oh, my. Avery Bradley is back, and here's Gordon letting it fly and knocking it in. Talking to Marcin at practice the other day. He said a year ago with Washington, they had their training camp in Richmond, Virginia. He said, now we're in Hawaii. First time he's ever been here in Hawaii. He said, that's pretty good trade.
You can't beat that.
4 teams trade baskets. Clippers lead by 4. Clipper starters back intact. Randall the rebound. 7 minutes to go, second quarter. Took away by Bradley, but a foul. So Avery picks up the personal foul.
Archie Gortat has been doing a great job, Ralph, of being patient, setting hard screens to get him easy buckets. And, you know, in this league, if you set a good screen, you're going to have a chance to get open because, you know, this Clippers basketball team is very unselfish. They're doing the right thing, passing the basketball. They're missing easy layups, and that's all about timing. But if you continue to have that patience and unselfishness on the court, they're going to get those easy opportunities.
Clippers shooting only 38% from the field, 2 of 10 from deep, but leading. Newell brings the ball in to Lish. This is Kickert. Lish the lefty. Kickert from the line. Tip up and in nicely by Brad Newell. He's a very competitive player. The age of 33.
Well, they definitely compete out here. They get these offensive rebounds, and you know sometimes it's about you take your eyes off your defender, and you have guys slashing to the basket to get easy tip-ins, just like Newell on that last play.
Foul on David Ware out of Mater Dei High School. And Gatto will be at the line. 14-4 burst here to get the Kings back in the ball game.
It's been their offense, honestly, Ralph. I think the Clippers, their defense kind of took a step down. And Jerome Randall kind of picked up the pace by getting out in transition, getting some easy layups, and they've been running some nice pick and rolls up at the top to get some easy looks.
Gallo, a 93% foul shooter a year ago. 40-36, Clippers by 4. Ralph Waldo, Corey Maggette. Happy to have you along here for game 1. Wednesday night, Minnesota comes to town at Staples Center. Kicker, straightaway 3-ball. Bingo. Kicker knocks down the long ball.
The Kings have been doing a great job of being patient off the pick and roll. And when you have a 4-man or 5-man that can shoot the basketball, it stretches the floor, forcing the Clippers to get out of their defensive rotation.
Bradley in the corner for the 3-ball. Bingo. Avery Bradley, career 37% shooter from deep. Randall lobs it over a taller defender. Rebound taken by Harris. Same spot. Different result. Gallo fights for it. Can't get it. The Kings come out of the pack with it. Into the corner. Lynch. Bingo. Kevin Lynch with the bucket. With a big ball game. He has 9 points.
All this is happening, Ralph, because they're getting out in transition, and they have some players that can spot up and shoot the basketball.
Penetrating kick for 3-point shooting Harris.
Yeah, we knew that route was going to go in. You know, it was a great job by Patrick Beverly sucking in the defense, having 2 defenders come to him, and Tobias Harris teeing off right at the 3-point line to get the easy tray.
4-point Clipper lead. Travel's going to be called. It's going to be on David Ware.
You see right here, he attacks the paint. Now all of a sudden, their defense has to shift and concentrate on what Patrick Beverly has done, and you leave, you know, a 41% shooter in Tobias Harris knocking them down.
Substitutions off the Sydney bench. Dang is in. My name is so nice you have to say it twice. Bradley backs off. Oh, the slam dunk would not fall. Shot clock to 14. Harris hard to the basket, felt contact, offensive foul. Tobias didn't think so. Carl Lane made the call with the explanation now, and timeout's going to be taken on the basketball court. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the period. The Clippers holding on to the lead. Clippers up by 4, just over 4 to go in the second quarter. Time now for our assist of the game, brought to you by CarMax.
So just look at this play. Shea setting his defender up and spinning off him. The defense has to step up when you have a guy like Shea going to the basket. Montrez sets a great screen, rolls to the basket, and finishes ferocious at the rim. But just great playmaking there by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, he has 6 points. He has 3 steals.
Yes.
He has 2 assists.
Well, you know, there's one thing that Doc Rivers is paying attention this entire game is on the defensive end. What are you doing on the defensive end? Are you playing hard? Are you trying to get guys involved? It's never about the scoring with him. But if he plays hard defense, he's going to play a lot of minutes on his team.
You got Lynch going to his right. He's a left-hander. Head of the head. Gallo recovers it. Recovery collection by Gallinari. Clippers up by 6.
And that's what you want to see, Ralph. More transition basket. They get the ball off the glass. Tobias Harris throws it wide open to Gallinari. Takes his time and uses that mid-range game to shoot the easy 2.
Call a hold. That's one of those wraparound things. Once again, it's going to be a point of emphasis by the referees, they say, all season long.
We definitely will see about that, Ralph.
Yeah. We've heard that in years past, and for the first month you get it, and then all of a sudden in January it doesn't happen. But we'll see. Adnam misses the foul shot. There's Andrew Gaze, generally regarded as the greatest Aussie player of all time until Andrew Bogut came along. Now it's between
well, he's really made a name. Tall. It just shows the hard work and commitment to what Joe Ingles have done there in Utah.
Bradley. I just love the way the ball is moving. And out. Great job by Gortat, who has really played well.
I love the ball movement, Ralph, but Gortat had a wide open layup in the paint and passed it to. They got another opportunity, but
Bowen. Nice back tap. Adnam. Three ball. Pass below. Finding. Every weekday morning, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp go head-to-head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. Weekdays, 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific. Only in FS1. Ralph and Corey happy to have you along from the islands. Clippers flying home right after the basketball game. Clippers not shooting the ball very well so far, but they lead it 52-46, 2:50 to go in the period. Gortat's been terrific. Rebounded the basketball, and he has 8 points to boot.
well, he has that veteran savvy leadership, and a lot of times when you set hard screens, and that's what Gortat is known for, his hard screens and block shots. You have some good passes on this team, and when you roll to the basket hard, you're going to have wide open looks. But not only that, Ralph, you're able to facilitate the other guys on the floor. And we've seen multiple times Gortat have easy layups. We've seen other times he made a quick pass out in the corner to get open looks. But, you know, I think the patience and having these guys on the floor is going to be great this season.
No Milos Teodosic for the Clippers tonight, out with a hamstring issue, his left hamstring. Not believed to be serious. Should be ready to go shortly. Gortat mentioned his first time in Hawaii. All the kids, all the rookies, their first time in Hawaii. I mean, there's Milos, who was here for the first time a year ago with the basketball team. It's fun to be a Clipper.
It definitely is. The last 2 years you're going to Hawaii. You cannot beat that, Ralph.
So the Sydney Kings have the basketball. They'll bring the ball ahead. Their salary cap is $1 million for the team. So this is a different deal than the NBA.
Yes, for sure.
The U.S. imports can make anywhere between $60,000 and $100,000. I'm sure Bogut is getting as much as anybody's ever gotten. Biggest Aussie star ever to play for this team. But it's just a different level of basketball.
It definitely is. Look, one thing I can say about this team, Ralph, they can really prepare this Clipper team for the NBA season, because they're doing a fantastic job of, like we just seen what Jerome Randall did, attacking the basket and also penetrating and pitching and getting guys wide open threes, because we're going to see a lot of that this season.
So there'll be teaching moments on the videotape of this game for sure. Here's Gortat. Gallo, free throw line jumper, perfect. Oh, hope he can play 75 games this year. Oh, would that be something?
Well, Ralph, that all happened with marching Gortat, setting the hard screen to get Gallo open to shoot that mid-range jump shot. And you're going to see it time and time again. If Gortat is in a position, he's going to help his teammate get a wide open look.
Well, there might not be a big man in the league sets bigger, meaner picks than Gortat.
Look at this. Look at the handoff and the screen. Dang, he can't get around it, and Gallo tees it off right at the free throw line. You already said earlier, he shoot what at the free throw line? 93%. You know it's going to be cash when he goes there.
So Randall will go to the free throw line. Pretty much write him down for 20 every night. Listed at 5'9", that might be a hair optimistic. What do you think?
They're probably about right.
Well, you're counting with the shoes on.
Yeah, with the shoes on. But one thing I can say about Jerome Randall, he's definitely a hard worker. He does a lot for the community. In the summertime, he trains a lot of kids as far as with their ball handling. and then he uses that training time to work on his game to get ready for a season.
Clippers not able to put these guys away yet. Leading by 4. I just love the way the ball's been moving. What a move.
Wow.
Tobias Harris. He scores so easily.
This is some of the things that Tobias, with his development in his game, is you can shoot the 3 ball, but when you start attacking the basket, like we just seen on that unbelievable play, you know, instead of averaging 20, he can average 25.
Everybody keeps saying Clippers have a real deep team, have a lot of good players. They don't have any stars. I think Tobias Harris can be a star.
I really believe that.
If Gallo stays healthy, he can be a star.
And you see right there on this play, you know, Tobias Harris, he can shoot so well, so teams has to close out. And great pass by Avery Bradley. And right away, Tobias is in the attack mode.
That's our drive to the hoop, brought to you by Hyundai.
You said it, that they have 2 different lineups that could come in. You want more defense, you have a second unit.
Patrick Beverly, line drive 3 ball, bingo. Clippers suddenly up by 9.
And not only that he can play defense, Ralph, you know, when Patrick Beverly has his feet set, he is a dangerous 3-point shooter, definitely from the top of the key.
Career 38%. Randall. The lob and the jam. Pretty play. Bogus first points.
You can see the chemistry there from Randall, Andrew Bogut, using that screen and lobbing it up to the rim.
Yeah, I think Andrew Gay's been licking his chops at pick and roll action with those 2. Here comes Harris. Foul against the Clippers. Going to be against Gortat. Setting a moving pick.
Well, you see, Gortat came away off of Bogut, and Jerome Randall, who can get to the basket in a hurry, saw that Marcin Gortat was away from it, and Andrew Bogut slashed right to the basket with a nice alley-oop.
Final 30 seconds of the first half. Randall over Gallo. He got 14.
One thing he can do, Ralph, is give him a chance to have multiple dribbles. He's able to get his rhythm because he's such a good shooter from the top of the key.
Shot clock is off. Game clock winding down. Gallo for 3. Bradley goes to get it, lets it off in time, but it won't go. Well, Clippers escape, but with a lead of only 5. The Clipper rookie has positively impressed.
Thank you, Ralph. Well, Shea, you coming into your first NBA preseason game, and in that first quarter, you actually led the team in points and steals. How did it feel for you out there on the floor?
I had a little bit of nerves at first, but once I started going up and down, those went away, and I felt good, felt comfortable. Training camp really helped.
Didn't look like you had nerves out there. In your rookie year and in your rookie training camp, what are you trying to show the coaches that you can do?
Just that I'm a competitor and I'm for the team. I think if you do those 2 things, then anybody will want to play with you and any team will want you. So that's the first 2 things I wanted to show.
Are you having fun yet?
Absolutely, always.
Good to hear it. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Send it back to you, Ralph.
Nice smile, young man, just 20 years of age. Out of Kentucky, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. The Clippers lead at the half, 59-54. Sports Prime Ticket presents Clippers basketball, brought to you by Kia, official vehicle of the LA Clippers. Half, Clippers up by 5 right now. Let's go to Jamie Maggio standing by with assistant coach Sam Cassell.
Ralph, thank you so much. You know, Sam, yesterday at practice, Doc said pace is something that this team wants to play with this season. What do you think of the pace so far in the first half?
It's pretty good. We want it more faster. You know, you never get enough pace, so we just want to play faster and faster and faster. You know, when the 4 get the rebound, we want the 4 to push the ball to the court. The 2 get the rebound, with the 2 to push the ball to the court. The rest of the guys got to run.
What other adjustments do you think that you guys need to make in the second half?
Keep playing hard. That's all we got to do. Keep playing hard, move the ball, share the ball, have fun out there.
Overall, good first half?
Overall, good first half. They scored too many points for us, but It's our first preseason game, but we'll be all right.
All right, Sam, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ralph?
Yeah,
back
first
to you.
quarter, Kings only scored 17. They scored 37 in the second.
It was all about, I think, more transition plays that they had. You've seen Jerome Randall got hot early, but from a defensive execution side is making sure that they're in the right spot. We've seen a lot of backdoor cuts early. We've seen guys not running out to the corner.
Yeah.
But it's, again, it may be a little bit of fatigue early, but they can capitalize on it. Again, this is the first game, and you just want to continue to stay healthy, be poised on the floor, and play good team basketball.
That's Corey McGetty. I'm Ralph Lawler, and we're really happy to have you along with Clipper basketball. The first of 82 telecasts on Fox Sports Prime Ticket this year with the Clippers. I thought that Patrick Beverly kind of set the pace early for this ball club tonight at the defensive end primarily.
Well, if you know him, he's a junkyard dog, and he's going to get you on the defensive end. If you're not paying attention to Patrick Beverly, he's going to get out in a hurry. And this one thing that Pat is going to be doing a lot this year is catching the ball at the top of the key to tee up those long three-point shots, which is more accurate at. But that's going to be a key to this team getting out in transition and finding open, wide open looks at the three-point line.
Very much the personality of this basketball team is Patrick Beverly. The Kings will have the ball there in their purple uniforms. The Clippers in their whites. Here we go for the second half of exhibition game number 1. Randall, who sparked him.
Be great.
Bradley, fire for 3. And here come the Kings.
At it.
Shot clock's down to 11. Logan. A left-handed hook shot.
Logan taking his time down the paint, but
Set on Newley. They're tied at distance. Gallo on the move. On the brake pedal.
Gallinari to get the easy layup.
Steal by Bradley. A slam dunk by Patrick Beverly.
Well, missed the defense. Last play, Ralph, how the defense has started. It started with the steal, throws it up to Pat Beverly for the
easy not fall. Newley, head down, drive to the goal. Could not finish it off. Does draw the foul. The foul's going to be on the
pressure on the Clippers, forcing them to guard them. Newley is doing a great job of trying to attack and get to the foul line like he just did.
Free throw off the back iron. Time now for the helpful adjustments. Brought to you by CarMax. What do you see here?
Well, I say just increase your defensive intensity, and that means, like, cutting down on those backdoor cuts. When guys have open threes, you want to try to close out on them. But all in all, you still have to be patient, not only on the offensive end, you have to be patient and stick to your principles on the defensive end as well.
Beverly will bring the ball ahead. Interesting. Sam Cassell said we want the pace to be even faster. Three-ball bingo. Tobias Harris, his third long ball of the game.
We're not surprised whenever Tobias Harris shoots the ball. The form, his patience, the way his feet is set up, he knocks down it with such ease.
Clippers go after it, get another steal. Close out by Newley on Gallinari. Poked away by Bogut. Pretty aggressive play for a guy with 4 fouls. Yeah, this guy, he's going to score 20-some points a game this year for the first time in his career, I think, without any question.
But great patience there. You see how he got that shot, Ralph. It was Gortat setting a hard screen to get him up at the top to get an easy three-point basket.
There he is again. That one is short. Clippers by 9. Randall got him back in the ball game in the second quarter. There he gets a foul. Jerome Randall.
It all started with Patrick Beverley. He read the defense on that play. He knew that Jerome Randall was coming off the screen. So instead of going over the top, he snuck behind and waited for the pass that Jerome Randall was trying to pass to the big man to get that steal on that play.
Randall 5'8", 5'9", whatever it is, out of Chicago, as Corey mentioned. If he were 6'1", 6'2", he'd be in the NBA.
Oh, definitely he would be in the NBA. One thing about Jerome Randall, he is a competitor.
Here's Harris, backing down, steps down and travels.
You see the pressure there. First early, he notices that the ball is going to be passed down there to David Ware and goes back and sneaks and takes that steal. But just great understanding of the game and when to be in the right spot on the defensive end.
Newly a distance, 10 on the clock. Good close out by Beverly. Picking up with a shot at the steal. Another slam dunk. I'm not going to do it twice. 10 points for Patrick Beverly, sparking the ball club once again. Clippers by 11.
I am just so impressed with the way Patrick Beverly has bounced back from that knee surgery he had last season. But again, his defense leads to offense.
Now, he really felt, had the Clippers made the playoffs last year, that he could have played in the playoffs. I'm not sure the doctors would have agreed. I mean, he's a competitor. Harris, short again. Lish brings it ahead. Shot clock's down as well. The strip. And the Clippers get the rebound. Gallinari crosses over down the lane to the hole, gets fouled. Following on David Ware. His third. Time now for a top-tier play presented by Arco.
Look at the patience here by Beverly. He goes under the screen first, and he knows that the guy has to come back and cross over and gets the easy tip away to steal to get the easy layup. But this is something that Patrick Beverly is going to do this entire year. You know, one thing that we're probably going to be saying this entire season, health is wealth. The best ability is availability. When you have a Patrick Beverly, a Avery Bradley, a Danilo Gallinari on the floor, your chances are great on this team.
For Gallo, he has 11 points, 3 Clipper starters in double figures. Harris 13, Gallo 11, Beverly 10. Gallo gets the bounce. 11-3 run. Clippers up by 11. Approaching the midway point of quarter number 3. We're taught the board. Here's the rookie again. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to the hole. I'll tell you, I don't think anybody can stop him from getting to the basket.
I totally agree with you, Ralph.
He's going to be fun to watch, folks. Right down, number 2, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Timeout for Sydney.
Welcome back, everybody. Clippers with a 13-point lead here, halfway through the third quarter, and those are the beautiful beaches that we've been enjoying here in Waikiki. Even though the Clippers were enjoying those beautiful beaches, they were also putting in some work in the gym, and they were also out in the community. In fact, they were also out on the water. That's right. The Clippers were joined by a group of U.S. Army personnel stationed at Fort Shafter here in Honolulu. They took part in some canoe races in Waikiki, and they had lunch afterwards. But I'll tell you, quite a crowd gathered on the beach to see 7-footers paddling in canoes. And in case you were wondering, it was Marcin Gortat and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who won the canoe race. But it's a lot of work. It looks like fun, but it's a lot of work paddling those canoes, Guy.
I've talked to a lot of players, all of whom said they were on the winning canoe.
Well, we know for sure that Marcin Gortat was one of the guys. He handpicked the people that he wanted to be on that canoe with, Ralph.
Like a big Kobe Marjanovic. He said, oh, we won easy. We won. Here comes Gallo to the hole. Foul's going to be called on Ware again. Number 4 on David.
And
the non-shooter.
This is what we're going to see a lot this season if Gallo is healthy, is because his ability to take the ball off the dribble, you know, 4s and 5s have to try to guard him, and he can shoot the 3 and he can drive. And what that does is put the Clippers in the penalty early to give him a chance to go to the foul line, and now on the opposite end that they can't touch him. You know, a lot of new rule changes even with the hole. And that's going to work in the favor for the Clippers.
Over the limit the first 6 minutes of the period, and Gallo will shoot 2. He's 4 of 4 so far. Played just 21 games last year for the Clippers. Says he feels great.
MVP of Africa after games. He looks great, Ralph.
He sure does. Clippers by 13, their biggest lead of the basketball game. Almost a steal by Bradley. Clippers have picked it up defensively, no question about it.
There was one thing that at the half I talked about is
that's a tough shot.
Tough shot.
But good defense, and that's just a terrific shot by Kevin Lish.
Yeah, sometimes you have to live with those plays, but defensively, they was all in the right position. You started off early where Avery Bradley was pressuring the ball handler up top and forcing them to make these backdoor cuts, and everyone was in sync, and that's what you want, and you will live with those plays at some time because this is a skill league. Guys make plays. They can score the basketball.
Gortat will go out. Montrezl Harrell will come in. Ware going to work. The rookie Bowen is in. It was backdoor, but broken up nicely by Gallinari. Beautiful lead pass to Harrell. Oh, pretty play.
We just love what Sam Cassell said at halftime.
Yep.
They want to go faster. And the only way you can go faster is if it's a great defensive stop, getting out in transition and pushing the basketball, and that means the bigs have to run the floor. You know Montrezl Harrell, a.k.a. the Blaze, is going to get out in the hurry.
Good closeout by Gallinari. Bowen inside, couldn't finish it off. Wide open look in the corner. Gallinari off the back of the iron. And Lish back on the attack. Randall. That's that some move. His first points in the second half. He has 16 in the ball game.
Well, if you know his Instagram handle is called Handle by Randall.
There's a steal. Clippers turn it over. Long 3 ball. Bingo. You've got to be talking to his mom. Didn't you know any taller guys when you were young?
Unbelievable.
Just give that kid another 3 or 4 inches of height, and he would positively be in the NBA.
You know this league is all about heart and confidence. And, you know, Jerome Randall definitely has it. And
he's 31 now.
But he's very skilled, you know, with the ball and make the shots. And, you know, when guys start getting confidence, things starts to flow better.
Pickett made 3 threes in the first half. That one bounced off the iron. He'll get to the hole, and a foul will be called. It's going to be on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander picking up his second personal foul. And Pickett will go to the line.
Well, just look at this great possession here as Shai fights over the top Montrezl Harrell is sitting in the paint, and that's what Coach Rex Kalamian wants for their defense, that allow Gallo to get the steal and get Trez out in transition early.
Timeout in the court. Clippers holding on to an 8-point lead, 76-68. Hey, it's time now for the game summary brought to you by Kia.
And it all starts with defense, and this is what the Clippers are going to rely on. Being aggressive, understanding their defensive coverage, and when you have some elite defenders in Avery Bradley and Pat Beverly, you have a chance on this last play knowing your coverages. Montrez sacks back. Gallo is able to get his hands on, which leads to transition. There's 22 points off turnovers, 19 fast break points. And you heard what Sam Cassell said, they want to be faster, and they want to be faster. And it's going to be great for this team.
Kicker missed the free throw. There's Sammy.
All-time greatest teammate, Sam Cassell.
I can believe that. What a difference he made when he joined your ball team.
I mean, when you have leadership and a guy is able to be honest with you to make those plays, and El Brand at the time was our star, and he used to call up the horse. We got to get it back. We got to get the bucket the horse, and Sam will always be the one, the voice of reason for that team, and that year got us in the playoffs. I mean, what a great player and a great leader on that team.
He just single-handedly gave you guys some maturity.
Yes, he did. And you need that. We were so young. We had a lot of talent, and he's seen that. And when you have a guy that can understand it, he knew that, hey, EB is the star of our team. And he knew that. And everyone kind of, fell in line, to have a good season that year.
So Montrez gets the foul shot to fall. He has 9. He'll be largely playing center this year. That one wasn't close. Clippers by 9. Little guy Randall. The lob. Trying to get it to rookie Bowen. Foul's going to be called against the Clippers. Yeah, Mike Scott. Scott picks up his 3rd personal foul. It's a 9-shooter. Now, Bowen's the one guy that NBA scouts will be watching when these guys go to the mainland to play. At the age of 19, very gifted, very raw young player, but he's the one guy on the roster that has NBA potential.
Definitely a lot of talent. You all know, Ralph, that these young kids making these jumps and opportunity. And I played 1 year college basketball, so understand. But it's just about the development and having the right people around you to help you develop as a player.
Lou Williams and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in the backcourt now. Lou let it fly. Bingo. I haven't shot in a while. I better shoot.
It's something special to watch the patience of Lou. And when he goes left, you best to believe that he's going to make it.
Bowen inside. Swatted at by Luc Mbah a Moute, but a foul is called. And the 19-year-old lad will go to the free throw line. McDonald's All-American. Two free throws coming. Made 1 out of 2 earlier. Free throws good. Hey, Clipper season tickets are on sale right now. See Lou Williams, Tobias Harris, Patrick Beverly, and all your favorite Clippers with season ticket plans starting at just $17 a game. Enjoy year-round benefits, including access to exclusive events, guaranteed savings, and more. Visit Clippers.com/season tickets for more information. Clippers by 8. Lou. Admin will bring the ball ahead.
Love the ball movement.
Oh, yeah. That's really been impressive. The ball just smothered by Luc Mbah a Moute. Lou. Scott. Unselfish pass inside, and Bowen with a defensive play.
Maybe a little bit too unselfish on that play, Ralph.
Could be. But at this point, I guess you'd rather err that way. Gilgeous-Alexander gets to the hole, and he'll go to the free throw line.
A great position defense there by Lou, but then also you have to be the help side, and Luke Mamute comes over to get that steal on the play.
So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander will be at the free throw line. Mom's name was Gilgeous. Dad's name Alexander, that's the hyphenation. And a name that truly fills the entire back of his uniform.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really trying to figure out a nickname for him, Ralph. What do you think about Shea Skilled just Alexander? Just a little nickname. Just ponder on it a little bit.
You don't want to know what I'm thinking about. Here's Adler, bring the ball ahead. Well, the guys call him SGA. Too many big guys in there. Free ball, a little bit wide right by Wilson. 10-point Clipper lead, just over a minute to go in the period.
I love the on-ball defense there by Shea. You know, using the verticality at the end of with high hands. On the last possession.
Another unselfish but inaccurate pass. Clippers turn the ball over. You expect some of that. But it's a steal again. The fourth steal for the rookie. All the way to the basket, but did not get any lift. They tried to find Bowen on the lob again. It wasn't there. Doubled up by Montrezl Harrell.
We have plays. You see it got a little sloppy. But from the defensive side of what Shea did up top, you hit a layup, you missed it. Sometimes you miss plays like there. You have to focus a little better. But it's all about just being patient, taking your time, taking quality shots. I think the Clippers have taken quality shots and maybe just a little bit too unselfish on a couple possessions.
2 seconds to go. So it will fall harmlessly off the rim, and the third quarter comes to an end. The LA Clippers find themselves up by 10 over the Sydney Kings, 82-72. Well, the Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor here. It is a heart-wrenching experience to go there, realize what was going on in 1943 at the USS Arizona. Players all went out there last year for the military, and it was absolutely a very emotional couple of hours that we spent there in a private tour. We come to here. Oh, look at there. There's my sweet Joe celebrating her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
By coming to a Clipper game. There's nothing she'd like any more than that. She's one of the greatest Clipper fans that's ever. I figure my sweet Joe has seen more Clipper games, you know, in the stands than any other human being on earth.
I will bet that, Ralph, for sure.
She travels all along me. She's the season ticket holder with the Clippers in San Diego when I met her. So, I mean, she is a fan. So how did you
get that sweet gal, Joe, Ralph? You got to tell me that story.
I'm just dumb lucky. She is my sweetheart. God love her. Happy birthday, honey.
Hey, Ralph, I have to tell you about this amazing Uber ride I had. I mean, I had this amazing Uber driver. He was basically a historian here in Hawaii. And he said, hey, do you know a guy by the name of Jackie Robinson? I said, yeah, I think I do. He played baseball. He said, but you did know that he played football here in Hawaii for the Honolulu Bears.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, I had a great time on that ride. It was probably about a total of about 9 minutes. We got more information that I bargained for.
82-72. They've been great hosts, the city of Honolulu.
Yes.
Everybody's so happy to have a look at NBA basketball. Bailout shot won't go, but Bowen gets the rebound. Back down against Luke. He'll earn any points he gets here.
Yes, he has to.
He goes, holy smokers. Pretty nice move to the basket. Good job by Tom Wilson. Just his second bucket. Clippers lead by 8. Ralph Lawler, Corey Maggette. So great to have you with us. Full season of Clipper basketball lying ahead. Home to Minnesota on Wednesday night. at Staples Center. Hot pass from Scott, just too hot to handle. We've had a lot of turnovers. You expect that in the exhibition season.
You know, one thing that I'm looking at the stat sheet, Ralph, I mean, you have two guys with Patrick Beverly and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with more than 3 steals.
That's impressive.
And so if you look at Shea, as well as Patrick Beverly, Avery Bradley, and Luke Mamute, I mean, that's a total of 7, 8, 9 steals from the best defenders on this team and possibly the league.
Lou had to go in and come out. Only a 6-point game. Clippers just not been able to supply the knockout punch. Back door and a little bit behind Bowen.
Kind of lost the handle of their ball, but a great pass there by Andrew Bogut, who's one of the best passing big men that we've seen.
Harrell goes to work. Scott. Bowen goes to get it. Bogut at distance. Bowen can't finish it. Streaking to the goal, Luke Mamute goes down. He'll go to the free throw line.
I love what this team has done. His last possessions, pretty solid on the defensive end. You know, what you want is to get out in transition. They feed the ball up to Luke for him to go to the foul line, but they want to continue to get in transition. You know, you don't want to stop in the half court to run as many plays. The faster you are, the higher percentage you have scoring the basketball.
Luke gets the free throw. Hey, guarantee your seat to the biggest games of the season. See the Clippers take on the Warriors, the 76ers, the Thunder, and more in the Clippers 10-game All-Star plan. Sit in great lower-level seats for just $57 a game. Visit Clippers.com/partial plans for more information. Luke makes them both. 8-point Clipper lead. Kicker. Delish. Wilson. Scott. Arm in the shoulder of Bogut. Draws the foul. White gets his 4th foul. The non-shooting foul. Ball goes out of bounds to the Kings. Rish. Plenty of time on the clock. Nice putback. Nobody had a body on him. It was Kicker. Kicker easy points off the bench.
He used his size there on Lou Williams that was down in the paint. He had a chance to get that rebound.
6-point Clipper lead. Tobias Harris about to return for the Clippers. Tobias with 13 points, played very well. He had a lot going back door early, but not lately. Offensive foul on Harrell.
One thing about that play was a great read first on the defensive end by Trez, recognizing that Bogut was going to slip to the basket to get the steal. But what does team want? You want your 5s and 4s to try to get out in transition. But what worked well for Trez is to pass the ball ahead. You continue to run hard, going down the paint to get the basket, and that will help try to avoid some of the charges that will probably happen during the year.
So Alexander in backcourt with Lou Williams, Harris, Gallinari, and Harrell up front. And away from Harrell, and Bogut gets the bucket. I'll tell you, this will be a very competitive final 8 minutes. You know that this team from Australia would love to beat an NBA team.
Again, this team has played 12 games, Ralph, and they have some chemistry together. They're playing hard.
Montrezl Harrell with a throw down. He's in double figures.
Well, Trez does a great job of rolling to the basket. And when he has a chance inside, 3 or 4 feet, he's going to go to the basket hard like he did on that last play.
Randall into the corner. Goes out on kicker. He'll go to the hole. Offensive foul. Take away the hoop. Kicker gets the foul and the turnover instead of the bucket.
Well, I love the drive there by Tobias Harris. Because he's a good shooter, he's able to attract a lot of attention and makes the nice bounce pass to Trez to go to the basket and finish. And then on the other end, understanding that he has to get it before that restricted line to get a charge, and gets the charge on the play.
Lou Williams into the paint. The Gortat, yes! The Gortat has 10 points.
Great pass there by Lou Williams. Attracting defense again, and Gortat slipping to the basket to get that easy layup.
So Lou, the only non-starter out there, and of course, the 6th man of the year. He's a finishing starter.
See on his last foul, Martin Gortat is one of the new rules about holding. They want to call a lot of those fouls inside the interior of the paint.
You used to be able to contain a player by wrapping your arms around him. Now you can't do it. Offensive foul, and the Kings turn it over.
I tell you, Patrick Beverly knows how to sell to the officials when an illegal screen is coming.
Andrew Gay's looking on in frustration. Lou Williams. This team missed the playoffs a year ago. Now bringing Bogut in, they think they have a chance to compete for the championship in the National Basketball League. This little guy's a handful.
He is. You have around the court. Yeah, when you have quickness and you're able to shoot the basketball, you have a chance to get in and score baskets.
6:25 to go in the game. The statistic the entire year in basketball, the preseason records, but that's what it was.
You know what? It's all about the chemistry. You're building chemistry.
Gotta just kept going.
That's one thing that he can do. About 6'10", that can handle the ball. Recognizing when guys are kind of careless and get his hands in to get those deflection numbers up and try to get steals for his team.
Sydney will bring the ball in. 2 and a little bit too aggressive and got him still moving. Foul's going to be on Gortat. 15 for Toby. 94-85 the Clippers.
I am really impressed with Gallo's playmaking skills this game. And
out of bounds.
Asking for the easy layup, and this is one thing that Doc said that Tobias
and they get a lot of humor.
It's special. And Boban has to be the most likable guy on the
It's the NBA bromance of the year. No question about it. To Harris. Clippers have never trailed in the game. Gallinari for three. Bingo. They got some weapons, folks.
You see Gallinari keep raising his hands on that play because he finally got one of those nice looks. But that shows the versatility of what he can do. Inside, outside. And it puts a lot of pressure on defense.
Lish hustled. We got the rebound. Shot clock goes to 14 instead of 24. Lish a distance. 3 in the clock. Forces it up and puts it in. 16 points.
I think Lish has been doing a fantastic job. In the last 3 or 4 seconds of the shot clock of taking it upon himself to score.
Yeah, that was impressive.
And just look at this play here by Gallo. Great pass there by Gortat. Gallo raised his hands up, praising up top, and knocks down the easy bucket.
Yeah, I mentioned 7 players tonight in double figures, and you can see Clippers have some guys that have been able to score over the years. That's been the one question mark I keep hearing. Yeah, they'll be better defensively. Yeah, they've got good depth, but can they score the ball at an NBA level? Early signs are hopeful, I think. Beverly gets 2 more.
One way that this Clipper team is going to be able to keep those numbers that they have is play fast. You know, that means you don't have to come down and set up on the half court. You get out in transition, make plays, throw it up, pitch ahead, get quick pick and rolls, and guys are getting easy looks this entire game.
Corey, you ever heard of Waller's Law?
Oh.
First 200 wins, it's the law. Clippers 101, the Kings 88. Randall bangs it off the back of the iron. We said write him down for 20. Well, sure enough, he's got 23.
He's a dynamic player. I mean, at his size, to be able to be as fast as he is and to be efficient from the three-point line and get to the basket. Just shows his hard work in the summertime. And, you know, I'm a testament. I've seen it this summer.
Harris, straightaway 3-ball. Bingo. On cue, Tobias Harris. It's his 4th 3-ball of the game. 104-88. Finally, the Clippers have broken it open. Beverly thought he had the steal. Instead, he has the foul.
I tell you, Avery Bradley is one of the best one-on-one on-ball defenders. And, you know, Jerome Randall is a very skilled point guard. And that last play, that was actually a steal. Shouldn't have been a foul on that play. And sometimes the referee makes mistakes, but it just shows the prowess of Avery Bradley.
So Randall will be at the line. Substitutions coming in for the Clippers. To the light of the crowd, Boban Marjanovic will enter. So will Ty Wallace. Coming up on the postgame show, brought to you by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Harris really heating it up in the second half. So Marjanovic is in. Gilgeous Alexander returns. Ty Wallace makes his first appearance. Jonathan Motley in a 2-way contract is into the game. And another rookie, Jerome Robinson. Very promising young shooter.
We've seen it, Ralph, this camp is that everyone on this Clipper roster has been playing extremely hard. Boban has been sensational at camp. You know, Jonathan Motley has been playing well at camp, and it's great to see him getting opportunities. It's no surprise he steps in the game and is able to score using his size and set that screen and roll into the basket.
Good things always seem to happen when he enters the game. Randall. Almost too quick for his own good. A minute to go. Wilson's runner was good.
You know, Ralph, before that last play when the substitutions happened, we've seen I don't know if you've seen Patrick Beverly shaking the guy's hand and thanking them for playing extremely hard, as well as the coach over there for the Sydney Kings. And I love his leadership from Patrick Beverly and professionalism on the floor.
And there you see Jerome Robinson making his first shot as a pro, even in an exhibition game. That's one that he will remember. Time is taken by the Sydney Kings. Clippers up safely now, 108-91. Jerome Robinson all smiles. Congratulations to his teammates that have made his first shot. Keep hearing people say that if you like J.J. Redick, this guy's got a shot to be that kind of a player.
Well, you know, I actually like him the best, Ralph. He was the 13th pick. I was the 13th pick. There was another guy by the name of Kobe Bryant that's third of all time in scoring in his league. But Jerome Robinson is an intelligent player. He's going to be a great player in his league. It's all about patience and being a hard worker. And it's going to take some time. But if he continues to do what we've seen in camp, working hard and listening to his veterans, he will be fine in this league.
42 seconds to go. Memphis to the airport. Then it's a 5.5, 6 hour flight home.
Well, I'm staying over, Ralph. I get one more day in this beautiful Hawaii.
You get to stay over.
I don't know. I pull some strings.
Ball's knocked away. There's Motley. I just have loved watching him in training camp. I mean, he's just a bundle of energy. Both don't know a whole lot about him. Rookie, undrafted out of Baylor. Clippers got him in a trade with Dallas.
We've seen flashes of in Dallas, and Brian Adams, who's the new G League head coach, was on Doc's staff. He's really going to enjoy Jonathan Motley.
Oh, there he is on cue. Really appreciate that, Jonathan. Make us look good. 110-91 Clippers. Finally break it open late in the fourth quarter. 13 seconds to go. Adnam will go to work. Wraparound pass. Marjanovic the rebound, and that'll do it. So the Clippers come to Hawaii, a week of work, capped off successfully with a 110-91 victory over the Sydney Kings. And a lot of things to like about what we saw here tonight. A whole bunch of guys in double figures. Good ball movement. The defense was here or there. Really, aside from the second quarter, it wasn't too bad.
Well, definitely, Patrick Beverly is one of the keys, starting off from the defensive end, and that's one thing that this team can rely on this entire year. The grit and toughness of Mr. Chicago, Patrick Beverly, and that's one thing that we're going to see. He's going to be able to defend, and if he can knock down these three-point shots, we've seen it multiple times at the top of the key, it's going to get a lot of scoring for this team.
He's a career 38% three-point shooter, so very capable for sure. And this is going to be a lot of fun. He's an intense, very likable personality. And I'm so glad that he's healthy. Coming back from a knee injury that cost him all but 11 games last season. Marcin Gortat, in his first appearance in a Clipper uniform, performed very solidly on the boards and with a dozen points as well, and setting some game-saving threes in the basketball game. Patrick Beverly comes over here to give us a fist bump, and he will go over now and settle in with Jamie Maggio. Jamie?
Ralph, the priority is to go over and give you guys the fist bump. Congratulations on the win there, Pat. And I'll tell you, it's a sight for sore eyes to see you out on the hardwood wearing this Clippers uniform. Obviously, you only played 11 games last season before you went down with a knee injury, at which time you were averaging a career high. But out there tonight, you're doing a little bit of everything. How did you feel?
I felt great. I mean, you got to give, the doctors back in Houston, but especially Double A, our training staff, man, I worked my ass off to get back, man. It was a tough journey. It was sad, for me to go down, but I was just so happy to be back out there with my teammates, man. And we had a good win, so it was good.
All that work paid off, Pat.
Yes,
now, on a personal level, you've been to a few training camps in your career. Do you look to add anything to your game or to improve upon anything?
Oh, of course, no matter if I'm hurt, after I got healed, I went in the lab, hardest I ever worked in my life. Tried to, become a better playmaker. Try to make more plays, try to get, my teammates involved, and it just so happened tonight.
Well, speaking of your teammates, a lot of new faces around here. You guys are coming off a week together for training camp in Hawaii. What have you learned about your team, and what did you learn about them after this game today?
We tough as nails. You know, we gonna come out every night and play. You're not gonna just roll over us. We come to fight every night, you know, and we gonna leave it out there on the floor, and that's our motto.
Well, it's good to see you guys back out there. All right.
Clipper Nation.
Yeah, baby. Back to you, Ralph.
He is a piece of work, I'm telling you, Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, unbelievable. His mom is here, too, as well as Lou's mom.
She has about as much personality as he does.
It's good to have him.
Clippers get the victory, 110 to 91.